Alright, so recently I have been watching and reading Attack on Titan for pretty much the first time. I want to take this video to just sort of give my, I guess, I don't know, informal thoughts on Attack on Titan as a series. This isn't going to be any, like, thorough, in-depth breakdown or anything like that. This more so will just be sort of my, initial thoughts upon watching basically all of the anime. I've caught up. I've seen every anime episode as of this time. I know there are a few OVAs, including one involving Levi's backstory that I definitely want to check out at some point soon. See, it's funny. I had intended to do this same sort of thing with Hunter x Hunter, which I also just recently basically, watched and read all of for the first time earlier this year, but a lot of times with videos like this, I just sort of like want to get to it and then just like never get around to it. Like, for example, I've also wanted to do a video talking about hitting 100K subs here on YouTube, and every day I was sort of woke up and like, all right, today's the day, and like here we are like a month later. I am gonna get to that video very soon though, absolutely, but for now I guess we will just delve into Attack on Titan. So I remember when the Attack on Titan anime came out back in, I believe, 2013. Whatever point it was put on Netflix, a lot of my friends were talking about it and wanted me to get into it. I actually watched the first episode of Attack on Titan, I want to say 4 separate times before finally I've continued watching the series. I did watch it once with my friend. The first episode is interesting. It does sort of do like a little bit of world building, but like nothing really like, crazy happens. Like, I mean, I guess outside of Aaron's mother's death. Also, by the way, I guess I should mention that this video is going to contain spoilers basically for the entirety of the anime, right? In terms of the manga, I've not actually read past where the anime is. I have decided that I'm going to go back and I'm actually going to read the manga all the way through from chapter 1 again, all the way through to where it currently is, whatever number chapter Attack on Titan has ended up reaching. One of the reasons I wanted to go back to chapter 1 and read all the way, to the end from there is that, there are like a lot of kind of like, mysteries and like revelations, that type of things that happens in Attack on Titan. And I kind of want to, going through the manga now, at least, the beginning portions of it with knowledge of certain things that happen, such as Reiner being, the armored Titan, things along those natures, see what sort of setup there is for those types of things, because I'm sure there definitely is. Like, I always got the feeling with Attack on Titan here that the author has definitely had like a vision and ideas of what he's wanted to do the whole time, right? Like, I don't get the indication that, like, he just decided, I don't know what, like, 30 chapters in, like, oh, I'll just make this guy the Armored Titan. Like, clearly going into, like, he had, like, at least some sort of manuscript or a vision in mind, and, like, a lot of these characters were set up ahead of time, and I think that's one reason a lot of the things that happen do work so well. Now, going back to it, again, I tried to get into Attack on Titan several times, watching the first episode, but for whatever reason, it just never actually came to fruition until, within the past couple weeks, the homies, basically said, enough, we're watching Attack on Titan. It's like, all right, let's go. So, and then, boom, of course, y'all already know how it is. Like, you get an anime that you really like that's got sort of like, mystery and intrigue. I think that's a very strong point of Attack on Titan, is sort of the kind of like mystery of a lot of the stuff that's going on. I know at a lot of points, Naruto really had that for me. Like, the first time ever watching Naruto, like, Orochimaru, like, wondering what's going on with all the intrigue about him, like, what's his backstory, and then, like, Itachi, like, when he shows up, it's like, oh, what's going on with him, and then, like, Madara, and, like, there's parts of Naruto where, like, wanting to find out that answer, you could just burn through episodes and chapters, and just boom, 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 boom. Attack on Titan was very similar for me, where, once really got going with the series, it's, oh shit, just all of a sudden I look up, it's like, oh, we're done with the anime. It's been like one day. Oh, I've completely finished. That's crazy. Another thing I would say surprisingly that has happened with me and Attack on Titan is I was not heavily spoiled on things that were going to happen. Like, I feel like I had vague, like, I've seen people refer to, like, Eren as having a Titan form, but, like, usually, like, when I see things about that, about, like, series I have not watched, like, I tend to just, like, write it off as, like, whatever, you know, the time will come. And a lot of times when I, like, watch, like, an anime like this, like, you know, I am kind of, like, into the mystery and intrigue, but I'm not, like, really trying to be, like, you know, Sherlock Holmes and figure that shit out before the show gives it to me, right? So, like, when Eren first takes his Titan form for me, that was, like, a surprise, like, a shocking moment. Like, oh, shit, okay, so this is where this is gonna go. That's very interesting, you know, because it goes from, you know, seeing this very interesting sort of dynamic where essentially the soldiers are Spider-Man, you know, just without the spider sensibility, right? Like the way they kind of use the what is it, the ODM, the 3D maneuver gear, whatever the fuck it's called, and you know, they're kind of like swinging all over the place. Like, it is very interesting. And then it's like, also we have this element that, you know, the main character can, you know, basically transform into a Titan and fight along, you know, against the Titans. And then, like, it really delves deeper, like, you know, what are the Titans? Oh, fuck. Turns out Titans are, you know, like, people that are sort of transformed into it. And it's like, oh, shit. Also, like, these villain Titans, turns out they're the homies that I'm chilling with right here. No! Like, that sort of stuff was very good. Like, I do really like... I would have to say the high point of the series so far for me was definitely sort of like the escalating fight against the female Titan. That was very, very good. Those episodes with the female Titan were fantastic, you know, sort of just, again, like the escalation of how things are going and the constant, like, you know, twists and turns, really, of, you know, they start out on this mission outside of the walls, and then the female Titan basically, you know, does like a sneak attack, destroys part of the formation. Eventually, they're able to get into a forest, and it's revealed, you know, it was a plan all along by Commander Erwin, who is voiced, by the way, by Jotaro from JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. So, instantly, this motherfucker Erwin talks, and he's got my respect. I was like, okay, Jotaro, what's up, my boy? I know Jotaro's gonna get busy. I know he's gonna be handling business at some point. And sure enough, you know, with the female Titan, they lure her into the trap. They get her. It's like, oh, they got this bitch now. And then, like, you know, the female Titan does the whole, like, roar or scream. The Titans converge, eat her. And it's like, oh, wow, she just committed, like, suicide. Like, you know, like a warrior's noble sacrifice. Like, she ensured that she would die so that, like, you know, the scouts, you know, Levi, Erwin, all of them cats were not able to extract info out of her. And then, like, Erwin is quick to move, and he's like, nah, B, what's actually happening? What if that bitch has maneuver gear? What if she's got a scout's outfit? And then, like, at that moment, it cuts to, like, you know, clearly who the character is of the female Titan, like, you know, with the hood on and stuff, you know, closing in on Eren. And it's like, oh, man, that is, like, a good way to end an episode. Like, the hype right there for me was like, whoo! I was heavy in the midst at that time, too, of, all right, I'm gonna watch one more, and then I gotta head to sleep, you know. And then it's like, oh, okay, all right. Well, I mean, shit, I can't end like that. So I'll just do one more, and then, you know, bedtime. And then before I know it, I've watched 13 episodes and completely finished season 1, right? Like, yo, the female Titan stuff was very cool. Like, eventually she massacres all of, you know, Levi's squad. And then, like, you know, Levi and Mikasa sort of, you know, handle business. And then, you know, they head back to the city and they confront Annie. Now, I had sort of, like, thought that the female Titan might have been Annie, only because it's like, okay, so everyone, like, all of the cadets, all of, like, the main characters of the show, it's like they all joined, like, you know, the scouting regime or the scouting legion or whatever. And it's like, this bitch just didn't. And, like, now there's, like, an episode, like, focusing on her. Like, you know, what's what's going on here? You know, is she who I think she is? And then, like, the way that episode ends with Armin sort of, you know, cornering her into revealing that she's the female Titan. Whew! That stuff was just very exciting. Also, you know, one thing I think that works with Attack on Titan is several of the characters are very cool. Like, Mikasa, I'm gonna just have to say, like, she might be #1 waifu status at this point. Like, the way she really gets down. Like, when she starts, you know, twirling those blades and shit, and, like, she gets the shadows behind her eyes, and she starts really talking that shit, yo, listen, all right? If I did a top 10 waifu video, I mean, who's to say she's not #1? I'm just gonna have to throw that out there. Like, she is the bae. There's no doubt about that. And then, of course, I mean, I'm gonna be, you know, the 1 million billionth person to say, but I mean, Levi is a fucking G. Wait, is there anything else I need to say? He's just a fucking beast. I thought, in particular, the beginning of season 3, like, the animation, like, here's the thing, the animation is just so on point. Like, this is, like, seasonal animes, bro. Like, you compare, like, some episodes of seasonal anime to, you know, anime that are just, like, one episode a week forever. Like, you know, Naruto, One Piece, Dragon Ball, and it's just like, that just doesn't compare. Like, you could clearly see it. Like, when Kenny is sort of chasing down Levi, those scenes of Levi swinging through the streets and moving so fast, that shit is incredible, and really was a good way to show, like, yo, Levi, he doesn't play. Like he is really here to handle business basically at all times. Throughout my run of, you know, watching it and reading it, I mean, I'm only at chapter 3. Again, I mentioned before I started at chapter 1, and I'm going to read all the way through. There's really only one moment that was just kind of like, I feel like it could have been done a little better. That was the reveal of Reiner as the Armor Titan and Bertoldo, however the fuck you say his name, Bert. I'm just going to call him Bert. You know, he's revealed to be the Colossal Titan. Like, that scene, it was just so bizarre. Like, I do see what the author's intent was, but still, like, it's just like the camera and the scene is focused on another character sort of walking away, and then it's just like, you know, in the background, these fuckers are revealing, oh yeah, hey, by the way, dog, I'm the Armored Titan. It's like, it was just very weird, but like the second half of the scene, like once Mikasa actually goes into attack mode and she starts swinging them blades on those fuckers and they transform, like that then becomes very good. And, you know, I really do love the scenes where Eren, like, loses his mind and he's just like, I'm gonna kill all the Titans. Like, yo! I love those scenes. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Eren just saying, not a single one of y'all is gonna remain. I do love that. Now, I guess I'll probably finish this video off here. I mean, I don't know. I could keep talking about certain points I like. Again, you know, I sort of mentioned at the beginning, this video was sort of going to be all over the place. Just kind of like, you know, almost like just initial thoughts and stuff, right? Like, I haven't really put too much thought into, like, actually constructing this in any narrative way or anything, but just kind of wanted to just, you know, ramble on a bit about how much I am enjoying Attack on Titan. Again, I'm going to go through and read the manga. I'm sure, like, if there's, like, a crazy manga chapter or some shit, like, maybe I'll do, like, a video just, like, first reaction. Like, holy shit, whatever's in the basement. Like, at this point, I do not know what is in the basement. You know, the legendary basement. I know it has been revealed in the manga, but obviously I've not gotten to that point yet. So, you know, maybe when that's revealed, if it is some crazy hype shit, you know, maybe I'll do a video on that. We'll see. Thanks, guys, for watching, checking this out, and I will catch y'all in the next one.